Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching, and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know that I am not a therapist and I will never tell you what you must do. Each week on Fridays, a new video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. In addition to the 2 questions, I talk about various other life renewal topics. Let's get started with the questions for this week. Our first question comes from Molly, who is in Tempe, Arizona. Molly writes, I keep meeting guys who say that I'm full of myself. They say I shouldn't be such a high achiever, that I should be more laid back. I don't know what to do about this. I'm an orthopedic surgeon and love what I do. Am I full of myself because of this? What are your thoughts? Molly, that's a really good question. I would not say that you're full of yourself. I would say that you're meeting guys who have an issue with your success. There are people out here who are high achievers, and this is something that we need in this world. We need people who are high achievers, who actually want to create, and that's what you're doing. You're also doing what you love, which is a wonderful thing. That is something to celebrate. Since you have been around guys who don't agree with what you're doing or want you to be more laid back, what you want to do is find people to be around who will support you and support who you are and not try to put you down or try to have you hide or dim your light. You have a light that needs to shine brightly, just like everyone else out here. And when you find that there are people out here who want to have you dim your light, it may be because of jealousy, it may be because they feel less than, and seeing you achieve makes them feel even worse. So if they can get you to dim your light, then they won't look so bad to themselves. My opinion is go ahead, shine your light, be who you are, and start cultivating friendships with people who actually support you. That's my 2 cents, or maybe with inflation, I should say 5 cents. So thank you for the question. Please comment below and let me know what you think about this. All right. Our topic for today is the energy of fire. And one of the reasons that I'm using the energy of fire is because of our previous question from Molly about being an orthopedic surgeon and, having this light, having this sun that others want to dim. When we are dealing with fire energetically is an initiator. We have to have fire to do anything. Think about Mars. This is our drive, our force, our will. And without that, we can't accomplish anything. Yes, we have the physical fire that we need to keep us warm, to cook our food and light our houses, or at least used to. But now it's a little bit different. With the energy of fire, it's alive. It has its own consciousness. It's always a good idea when you're approaching fire in a spiritual way to have reverence for that fire, to honor it. Fire is an initiator, and there's fire ceremonies. You see people walking on fire. You can actually put your hands in some fires, sacred fire, and not get burned. I had that experience some years ago, going through a sacred fire. It's there as a teacher and a holder of wisdom and a holder of healing, because fire is also healing, and it's purification. There's 2 elements that are related to purification, and fire is one of them. Water is another. You'll find that people go through fire ceremonies to purify themselves from karma, from things that have harmed them. So it is a necessary element. It's the first element. We do need to honor it and respect it. When you think about fire in astrology, it's of course an element that we're looking at Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries because they are initiators. They give you the drive. We can't accomplish anything without the fire. And if you find that your fire or your chi, because that's also fire, if your chi is low, there's colors that you can wear for fire, which would be red to help raise that energy within. In Chinese medicine, in acupuncture, a lot of times you'll hear Chinese medicine doctors talk about, oh my goodness, the person's fire energy is low and they need to take certain herbs or drink certain teas to help them raise that fire energy. Another thing is with herbs, using hot foods. That also increases the fire. I still remember in one of the Buddhist texts that I read was talking about some of the nuns who are able to sit on the ground in cold weather and bring the energy, the heat up from the earth, up through the body to warm the body. There's plenty of information out here on it. That the reason that I am bringing it up is because it's one of the elements, and it's an element that we all have within us. Sometimes it's out of balance. Sometimes we can have too much fire, which can be anger. Sometimes we can have too little fire, which can be depression or wanting to go within, not because we want to contemplate, but because we're feeling low on energy. You'll find that people who are in hospitals, sometimes their fire, their chi is low and it needs to be increased. But anyway, fire, it's an element that we all have, and we need to do our best to balance it as we do with the other elements too. And I will, in subsequent videos, talk about the other elements too, because of course we have water, wind, earth. They're all necessary and they all work together. By the way, wind feeds fire. So let's get to our second question, which comes from Lynn, who is in Twin Falls, Idaho. Lynn writes, the past 5 years have been hell due to a stroke. I'm 50 years old and must find a way to get my life back on track. I don't know where to start. I can walk with a walker, albeit slowly, and I don't drive. Do you have any ideas on how I can restart my life? Thank you for sending this question in. What you're going through and have been going through is tremendous. And I know it's taken a lot of courage for you to even get to this point in your life. You want to make sure that you keep going to your doctors and that you hopefully enlist the help of maybe an exercise physiologist or someone who can help you with the exercise part. I do know that there is a lot of YouTube videos out here on exercise, and the reason I'm mentioning exercise is because it's a good way to strengthen your muscles. Another thing that you can do is bring people to you. If you're not going out, ask people to come to your house to talk to you, to interact with you, so that you can help to get your energy up, so that you can hopefully get back out into the world. I do know that there's some people who, of course, have issues with walking. And one of the recommendations is to walk around the house and maybe put on one of those meters to count your steps. See if you can slowly increase that. That's one thing that you can do. You can have exercise bikes that you ride in the house too. What I'm getting at is you really need to maintain your stability. So being out and walking, if you're going to do that, it would be good if you could have somebody walk with you to help steady you if you find that you might topple. Now, that's just the exercise part. The mental part, of course, is getting out and going to concerts or getting out and going to see friends if you can do that. I know that you said that you don't drive, so maybe have someone come and pick you up to take you out for lunch. But the point is to be around other people and to start engaging with others. Maybe you want to engage with people on Zoom or, on social media. That's a good way to start too. Join groups. That's a good way to start getting back out into the world. But you don't want to rush, in my view. You want to add things slowly in your schedule so that you don't feel overwhelmed. I can imagine that you probably feel tired, too much activity all at once. So you want to be careful there. Whatever it is you do, check with your doctor to gauge what will work for you and what won't work for you, and talk to your family about it too. But these are just some ideas that I have. Please comment to me below, letting me know how you're getting on, or send me an email. I'd love to hear how everything is working for you. All right, we have come to the end of the questions for today. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who has taken their time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That really does help the algorithms to help get the word out about these videos. And if you'd like to ask me a question, please send it to padmacoach@icloud.com. That's padmacoach@icloud.com. I look forward to seeing you here again next week. Bye-bye.